All right, welcome to my video feedback today. This particular video is for Logan Clark, Cole Foster, Taya Given, Alex Grigg, and Jared Justice. Okay, so here we go. Let me just read this event to make sure I understand what's going on. It says, Department of Sociology, join us for a life-changing seminar. Come learn from renowned expert Dr. Jensen. Probably need commas there, expert, comma, Dr. Jensen, comma, about other cultures. This is plural, not possessive, so it should not have an apostrophe. Oh wait, I'm wrong. Learn about other cultures' view. Wait. Learn from renowned expert Dr. Jensen about other cultures' view of death. Okay, that would make sense then. About other cultures' view of death. October 29th. So be sure to add the word of there. October 29th. Get rid of the just October 29 is good. Rick's Building, room 149, 6 to 7:30 p.m. Okay, great. So we know who the the sponsor is. It's the Department of Sociology, but there's no beneficiary. I guess the beneficiary would be the audience, but if you read the specs for this project, see if I can find those. I noticed that the specs say that this needs to be a benefit event. Okay, a benefit event, meaning a fundraising, charity kind of event. So I apologize for not making that clear before, but you'll need to rework this so that this event will benefit some kind of a charity. Be creative. I don't mind if it's just a little bit silly. So, for example, who could this be a benefit for? It could benefit maybe those who are mourning the loss of a loved one, or maybe people who struggle with suicidal thoughts, suicide prevention. I don't know. Think about it a little bit and be sure that you have a clear benefactor or sponsor like you do, and also the beneficiary who will receive the proceeds. And if you do that, this also needs to be some kind of a maybe there's a charge for admission to get into the event. Okay, some things that are going well on this event ad. One is this image is really cool. I don't always like the unhealthy obsession our culture has with skeletons, but I think this image is powerful and could really send a strong emotional message, which you need so that people will want to come to your event. Also, I like that you have made the title so prominent. You've given it space and made it prominent. I think that these decorative elements just get in the way. They cut off white space. Maybe they frame it, but I would remove them. I think that your message will be stronger that way. These two lines need to be closer to each other so they feel like they're one unit. I love this strong vertical that connects the title with the other text. That's really powerful. This element here is floating. It's not connected with anything except maybe the edge of this text, but why not connect it with this strong line? Even if you connect this middle, the middle of these two things with that line. So I would put that line right there and see what you think. The sword here is a little bit of a problem, or not sword, it's a scythe is a little bit of a problem because it's cutting off the white space. I think what you'll want to do is bring everything down, partly because of this getting in the way, but also because this is too close to the edge. It's too close to the top. And there's so much beautiful white space down here. Let's just bring the text down to this area without compromising all of this nice white space. You want to keep that. It's really, really powerful. Good. I'll move on. This one, I believe, is, let's see. Let me think. Whose is this? I know whose it is. Oh yeah, this is Cole's. Yeah, Cole Foster's. Okay, so Cole, I really like your image. I think typically I would complain about the low quality of the scan, but I think that's part of the personality of this event. So I'm not going to complain about the low quality of this grayscale, two-tone grayscale stuff that you've got going on in here. I think it works for your ad. I will complain about center alignment though, because that's what I like to do. So, whoops. This text is because it's center aligned. You lose the strength of your message. This is also center aligned. This is also center aligned. This is also center aligned. This is left aligned, and this is right aligned. There's no unity here, and so you've got this scattering of stuff. It doesn't help that he's looking. That's actually good that he's looking up there, but he's kind of staring blankly. So the flow is not very clear. I would give it a strong alignment. Now, if you want to keep strength here in the middle, because that's kind of the way this image is functioning, then I understand that. But what I would try is use the middle as a place of strength. So in other words, bring the S, for example, over to this middle place. And so it says the black keys, and then it aligns right there. Rockin' for food, and it aligns right there. Now you can't bring everything over to the middle because you don't want to cover up faces. But that is definitely an option to use this middle as a place of alignment. You don't have to. You could also use something else. Both of these men's heads are pretty strong places for alignment. So you could use this as a place for alignment and bring things over to that, or use this. But the fewer of these vertical lines that you can create, the more unity you'll have. And right now you've got a lot of vertical lines. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you don't need that many. Okay, so an event. What do we have? A fundraising concert, all proceeds. It's $20 admission, okay, and we know who the proceeds go to. Who is sponsoring the event? Are these guys sponsoring the event? That's a little weird. Usually some organization, the company that you work for, look at these specs. The company that you work for isn't necessarily the Black Keys, but the company you work for is like, Key Bank or something is sponsoring an event to benefit families in need of food. You might actually want to name an organization instead of just families that need food, because what if the Jones family or the Carney family, let's say the Carney family wants to have an event so that their son Patrick will have some work, and they're also pretty hungry, and so make sure that this feels legitimate, so that maybe this is some food bank of Utah or something like that. And be sure you give everything space, which you've done a pretty good job, although I feel like the black keys is a little too close to the top. This could come down. You could take a little bit of space out here so that these feel like a unit. You might consider using a contrasting font there. You might also consider that if the name of the organization is Black Keys, is this band called Black Keys, or is it called The Black Keys? Because if it's The Black Keys, you might make the word the less prominent or less dominant to let the words Black Keys really pop so that you get that contrast. Oh, I just realized something. These words are printed on your scan, aren't they? So you don't have any control over their alignment. That is unfortunate. I wonder if there's a way that you could cover up these words. Could you put a black box or something down here and put some text in it? Just a thought, because otherwise you're stuck with the center alignment that your teacher doesn't like. I just noticed one other thing. Right here, 7 to 10 p.m. I'm not sure what that is right there, if it's 3 dashes, but you should use an N dash to indicate a duration. On a Mac, the way that you make an N dash is by typing option hyphen, and that will create an N dash. You might also consider giving some contrast within this body copy. So right now it's all the same. Why not make something that's important that you want people to see for sure stand out? For example, maybe the website you want to stand out. Maybe the $20 admission, you want to make that clear. But give me some contrast here so the most important information pops. Okay, good enough. This next one, Give Life, says, with your purchase, I should say whose this is. I think this is Taya's. So, Taya, nice job. Give Life, it says, with your purchase of Life Water at participating Target stores, you will be donating 100% of your purchase to the Life Water for Humanity International group. Help give food and water to those in need. So May through August. And this is great, but it's not an event. Is there a way you could turn this into an event? It could be at Target, but according to these specs, it's supposed to be an event, like a one-time event. Maybe Target is going to have some kind of, I don't know, they're going to have a barbecue or something, or I don't know. Think about that though, so that it fits the specs of the project. Okay, so you'll be purchasing, we said that, help give food and water to those in need. Great. Make sure that it's clear that what I'm donating, I'm not supposed to bring food and water to this event, but that Target is going to be purchasing food and water using the proceeds from, purchase of Life Water. And then you've got the date, time, and place. Here you'll want to add probably a specific day. Participating Target stores. I would actually really like to know this, although these posters would probably go up in a particular community, and that community might have multiple Target stores. Could you make it easy for me and tell me which Target stores, or make this a small enough community that there's only one Target store? And then for more information, that's great. Target logo, great. And Life Water logo. So I have a little problem with the Life Water logo because it's crowded inside of this box. You might need to make a bigger box for that to go in. You've also crowded the Target logo right here on the edge of this page. This text has pretty good space, but it could be better. So I would move it farther away from the edge. Same with Give Life. Why push it into the corner? you've pushed everything kind of into, the corner, into the corner and over to the side. And instead, let's try and find a way to unite it and move it away from the edges. In your image, for example, this is a pretty strong, compelling place for an alignment. So let that alignment, carry through here, and let give life align to right there. I'd like to see this give life be more compelling. I'm not sure if it's the font that you've chosen that's not compelling, or the size, or the color. But these are compelling words. Make sure that you make them compelling. Maybe they could have more size. I think that would help a lot. Could it be 2 words stacked? So, for example, could it say give aligned right here, and then life right there underneath it, just so that it has that strength in that alignment, that strong vertical line. So that's just a thought. What else? Oh yeah, so same thing here. This text is aligned that way. So you know how when people fight, they turn their backs away from each other, or they turn their backs towards each other? That's kind of what is happening here. You've got these elements, these text elements, turning their backs that way, or turning their faces that way, and this text turning its face that way, instead of being all united in one place. So why not find a strong place and align everything in? You do only have 2 lines, that's awesome. So even if you don't just find one place, then why not align this text, over here, so that it brings it in to this compelling part of your image. Okay, good. I've said enough. I need to do this stuff faster. First thing I noticed here was the center alignment. Don't do that. This logo, or whatever this is, I can't really quite tell, but you can't do much about that. It's going to be center aligned. But this text right here, it's not aligned to anything. So what our eye gets is this kind of curve shape until we get to here, and then we have a straight line, and then we come in, and then we come out again. So we don't have a strong, compelling vertical line. What I would do if it were me is, it looks like this is an art show. I definitely want the focus here, and it will be there because it's so big. But instead of aligning stuff that way, or center aligning it here, I would align everything to the right. Okay, and I wouldn't put it exactly on this line. I would definitely give it some space, but make a strong vertical line here, and then push everything up to that line. The circle is hard because if you, I guess you could align the circle there. That would work, or you could put the center of the circle there and align everything to that. Let me read about this event. It's June 11th and 12th. It's an art show, charity art show, with you have to pay to get in, and the profit donations will be given to St. Jude's. Excellent, very clear what we do. I'm not sure where I go though. I can find more information here, but you might lose me. You might lose some of your audience if you don't tell them where this event is going to be, what museum it's going to be at. And maybe this says, I hate to zoom in because I'll lose my, oh well, I'll zoom in. Let's see if I can read. What? Nope, still can't read what that says. St. Jude's. Oh, okay, so this is a logo for St. but I don't know. Anyway, tell me where to go. Tell me what time the museum opens. Otherwise, you might lose me if I have to go to a website to know where to go, what to do. Also, be sure that if how do I say this? I'd say take stuff out of boxes if you can. It just minimizes the amount of space that you've got. This LA is really like screaming, and I'm not even sure what it means. Oh wait, it's the Los. Oh, hey, you did tell me where to go. Go to the Los Angeles Convention Center. Cool. I'm sorry that I was being blind to that. Maybe this is the logo for the Los Angeles Convention Center. That could be. It's kind of an obnoxious logo. I think if it was white text on a black background, it might be a lot more compelling. So, and same thing, does this need to go in a box? You might want to make the text yellow on this black background, but I don't think there's any reason to make a box here. Unless you want to, do something different so that I don't know, it just doesn't feel finished. It feels like it kind of, there's something kind of cheapened in the typography or the box or something. So give this part a little bit of thought. Okay, this one, I love the imagery, powerful, strong, fight for love. I'm not sure what these are, but they must be logos for something. And then I like your text, how it's off just a little bit, makes it interesting. It doesn't have to be big to have contrast, and I think just putting this on a tilt gives it a little bit of contrast. I wouldn't mind if you put some more contrast in this text. So the word fight seems like it's an important word. It's not bad the way that it is, but consider giving me a little contrast there. I like this strong alignment, and it aligns with the strong image, so that's great. And I would consider aligning something else there. This is kind of floating. This is kind of floating. This is center aligned. Don't do that. This has a funny space in it, so that come and see don't feel like a unit. I like the simple shapes down here, these boxes. I think they're working. They're working really well. They mimic this strong edge. I wonder about putting a curved corner on something to mimic this corner. Not on everything, because, or not on anything, because this contrasts with that. So that's just fine. So what's going on here? We're at the Heart Gym. We're having what? Clay Olson is a founder of Fight the New Drug, probably, right? What's he going to do? Are we just going to come see him? I might be a little bit, I don't know. I would wonder if am I going to come like meet and greet Clay Olson, or is he going to talk to us? Probably, but make that clear what's happening. It says that proceeds will go to helping others fight the new drug. Is it going directly to individuals who are battling pornography? Is it filtering through the Fight the New Drug organization? That's not clear to me. Also, it's not clear to me, proceeds from what? Am I supposed to bring money to this? Is there an entrance fee? So you need to do a little clarifying with that. I really like your typography. I need to say that. I think it's very clear and strong. There's great contrast here. The type, it feels like something new and young. I think you've chosen the right category of type. But just clarify a little bit and then think about some of those things that I said. Okay, and that's it for this video. Hope that was helpful.